this afternoon from Rocky Ford. It's the opening round of the 3A state tournament as the Brush Bee Diggers take on the Rocky Ford Melineers. I'm John Beltran. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona. We started just a little bit early. On a 1-2 pitch, Brooke Rule grounded to short, and now it's 3-1 to Braylon Rule from Ashley McElroy. The changeup is in there for a strike. As she swung and missed, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 16-team field on a gorgeous 86-degree afternoon here in Rocky Ford. The pitch swung on and grounded, foul down the third base side. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here to the Bee Digger pitcher, Braylon Rule. We'll set the lineup here momentarily. And the offering, and that is a called strike 3 on the inside corner. It's a strikeout of Braylon Rule. 2 down in the top of the first. Here's Grace Georgiou, the team's leading hitter. And Ashley McElroy, one heck of a pitcher. Her ERA's in the ones for a Rocky Ford team that was 15-1 during the regular season. The Bee Diggers at 9-7. Rocky Ford, the 4 seed, and the Bee Diggers, the 13 seed, after defeating Sterling on Saturday in 10-11-10. Swung on and lifted to left field. Should be a routine play. Going back, still going back, and over the head of the left fielder, Carly Milberger. She completely misplayed it. That'll be a 2-base error. I mean, she was right there, then reached up and didn't come up with it, but the ball was in the air for a while, and that'll be scored an error. So the Bee Diggers get a break here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Opening pitch brought to you by Greg Moen at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Moen is there, a longtime sponsor of Morgan County and Brush Bee Digger Athletics, 842-4555. And here is Natalie Poss. Bee Digger starting lineup today. Brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the very best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. The first pitch is swung on and fouled. Well, the 2 rules are at the top of the order. We just got Grace Georgiou at number 3. Batting fourth is Natalie Poss. Riley Lake, the second baseman, is 5th. Carly Tattolini in center, hit 6th. The pitch swung on, grounded, right field, base hit. Let's see if the courtesy runner, Carrera, can score. Throw to first will be late. And Carrera's going to stay at third. The ball was hit sharply by Natalie Poss, but it's a 2-out single, and the Bee Diggers pick up their first hit of the game. Yeah, Brooke Rule probably would be the only one that could have scored on that play. Batting 7th is the right fielder, Olivia Odell, or checked at, the left fielder, Alexis Corral. Olivia Odell bats 8th and right, and Kylie Abreu, the first baseman, it's 9th. Big spot here for Riley Lake. We've had a ground out to short from Brooke Rule, a strikeout on a 3-2 pitch to Braylon Rule, and a swung on and lifted to left center field. That could be trouble, and in the gap, a nice catch made by Nicole Knapp in left center field as she closed in on that softball, and the Bee Diggers are denied here in the top of the first inning. No runs. On 1 base hit, there was an error, and 2 left. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Brush does not score. And Rocky Ford is coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you as we head to the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers did not score. They had 2 on base. Batting first is Sydney LaRue, the shortstop for Rocky Ford. In this first round 3A state tournament game, the second hitter is the catcher Alicia Jaramillo. Third baseman Bailey Kruger hits third. The pitcher Abby McElroy is the cleanup hitter, and that's in there for a strike. On the inside corner to the right-handed hitting Sydney LaRue. Now, either one of the 2 Osbornes is batting 5th. We're not sure if it's Jaden or Taylor. Lexi Fernandez, the first baseman, at 6th. Layla Chavez, second baseman, bats 7th. Batting 8th, the left fielder is Carly Milberger. And center fielder Nicole Knapp hits 9th. Next pitch is rolled in there by Braylon Rule. 1 ball and 1 strike. She's got to pitch the game of her life. It's been a troublesome year for her. Swung on and driven into right center field. Long run for Tattolini. Cannot get there. That ball will take 1 hop and go over the fence. It's a ground rule, an automatic double for Sydney LaRue to lead off the bottom of the first inning. And all you ask of Braylon Rule is to allow these hitters to put the ball in play. That's it. We've had many games this year with 5, 6 walks and a few hit batters. That has to be eliminated in this game. You want Rocky Ford to earn this victory. Here's the right-handed hitting catcher, Alicia Jaramillo. Rocky Ford's lone loss was to Lyman in a doubleheader. Immediately she steps in and calls time. Why'd you step in the box in the first place? Haven't seen a pitch yet. It's not like Braylon was taking that long. And the offering. That is over, but low. 1 ball and no strikes to Ashley Jaramillo of Rocky Ford, hitting .440 on the season. Solid season for the catcher. The pitch swung on and grounded right back to the mound on a second hop, and Braylon Rule throws to first, and the out is retired. To third is Sidney LaRue, as Jaramillo grounds into a 1-3. Here's Bailey Kruger, another right-handed hitter for Rocky Ford. Actually, she held up at second. Pitches upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Wow, that was surprising. I mean, the ball was hit so slowly that she could have easily advanced to third. And the 1-0. That's rolled in there. Skips away from Georgiou. It'll be a wild pitch. 2-0. It's not a free bag for the hitter, but it's a free bag for the base runner. And that's the same thing as what Jaramillo could have done anyway. You just advanced the runner. It didn't happen on the ground ball. It happened on the wild pitch. 2 balls and no strikes to Bailey Kruger. And the offering, extremely high. 3-0. Yeah, you're not going to see Abby McElroy walk any hitters. Not too many for Rocky Ford. On the other end, though, that's going to happen here to Braylon Rule. It's happened all season. And the pitch bounces in. Was not close with any pitch except one. That will send up McElroy. A great pitcher. And offensively this year, McElroy's hitting .422. So watch out if you're the Bee Diggers here. Got to play solid defensively. And Braylon Rule, the right-hander, comes home. And that's in the dirt. Georgiou throws through to second, cut off by the second baseman, Lake. Stolen base for Bailey Kruger. 1 ball and no strikes. A double, a ground out, a wild pitch, and now an appeal on the swing. I didn't see her swing at all. And again, Braylon has thrown 10 pitches, 7 for balls. The pitcher can control the game unlike any other player in sports. 1-0. Swung on and grounded to the mound. She looks back at third, throws to first for the out. Excellent play there, excellent pitch by Braylon Rule. Again, this is what she does. She toes the line and then somehow is able to get out of a lot of jams. So 2 down here for Taylor. Let's see if that's Taylor Osborne. Yep, Taylor Osborne will now hit from the right side. 2 in scoring position with 2 down, bottom of the first inning. The offering, swing and a miss. Threw that blazer right by her, no balls and 1 strike. We hope to have some video highlights a little bit later on. Don't know if we'll go Facebook Live here, but certainly some highlights. The pitch, and that is blocked in the dirt, but we'll give it a shot. 1 ball and 1 strike. You can check out our 1010 KSIR Sports page footage of Mateo Salcedo, Fort Morgan, swing and a miss and a pitch down and in. And Braxton Shelton a brush in their respective state golf tournaments, concluding today 3A in Gunnison, 4A in Colorado Springs. 1 pitch away is Braylon Rule from getting out of it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander looking for a money pitch. Here it is. In the dirt, blocked by Georgiou. 2-2. A lot of chatter coming out of that Rocky Ford dugout. The Bee Diggers in their gold uniforms with the black pants. 2-2. Swinging a foul to the screen. Rocky Ford in their white jerseys with the yellow numerals and red pants. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on. both in scoring position in the bottom of the first inning. No score. And Braylon Rule comes home. Swung on, grounded to short. Charging his Rule. She's got it. Throw to first is low, but in time. And Osborne is out. And so is Rocky Ford in the bottom of the first inning. No runs on one hit. No errors and two left. Let's head to the second inning. In Rocky Ford, the score. Brush nothing, Rocky Ford nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's hit the second inning. The pitch is taken for a strike, a changeup to Carly Tatalini. No balls and one strike, no score. Both teams left two base runners on in the first inning. Hitting from the left side is a sophomore. The pitch swung on and lifted into foul territory down the third base side. LaRue, the shortstop, gives chase and cannot make the catch. Off the lip of her glove, no error. It's 0-2 as she was on the run. Not sure these stats were updated for Brush. Looks like 14 games showing. Tatalini hitting about 471. That might be a little bit off, but not far off because the Bee Diggers played 16 games. So did Rocky Ford. Their stats are updated. The pitch swung on, line. That's going to be caught by the second baseman, Layla Chavez, off the end of the bat. A soft line drive, one down in the second inning for Alexis Corral, who was hitting in the 200s for a while. Now just over 300, about 316. Righty against righty. Abby McElroy comes home. Swung on, lifted foul, very foul. She threw a changeup and hit it into the parking lot off the top of a vehicle, about 50 feet foul. It's 0-1. On deck is Olivia Odell. Corral awaits the pitch, and here it is, way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think I said game time temperature 86, actually 90 degrees. 90 in Rocky Ford. Gorgeous day, not a cloud in the sky. Swung on, grounded up the middle. That's going to be a base hit into center field. It got in on the fists of Corral, but LaRue is playing her to pull. And the Bee Diggers have their second hit of the game. They also got a first inning single from Natalie Paus. Here is Olivia Odell. Odell has stepped it up lately offensively. She was hitting in the high 100s, now at 258 unofficially. The pitch going to bunt and takes it for a ball throw to second. Easy stolen base for Corral. She's got major speed, as does Brooke Rule. In fact, I think Brooke might slightly win a race, but that'd be very close. Alexis can run. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch swung on and grounded sharply to second, and scooping it up is Chavez, throwing to first and retiring Odell for out number 2. In the top of the second, advancing to third, is Alexis Corral. Here's Kylie Abreu. A couple of homers for Abreu this year. Well, the Bee Diggers left 2 on in the first inning, as did Rocky Ford. The pitch. And check swing. Did she go? Yes, she did. She went through on a pitch that was neck high. No balls and 1 strike. I think that's a good call. I think she went through the zone, unfortunately. If you're in need of a steel barn, pole barn, or need storm repair, call swung on and driven down the left field line, and that is fair inside the line. Abreu around first, and she's going to be back to first, and Corral scores. And the Bee Diggers lead 1-0 in the top of the second inning on a 2-out base hit by Abreu, the second hit of the inning and the third of the game for Brush. Nonetheless, if you're in need of a steel barn, pole barn, or need storm repair, call Plains Building Systems in Brush. They build so much more than buildings. Plains Building Systems. Here is Brooke Rule, grounded a shorter first time up the pitch. Change-up grounded foul down the third base side. No balls and 1 strike, 2 down, top of the second inning. The Bee Diggers couldn't capitalize in the first, but they did so here in the second. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Runner goes to second. It throws up the second base side. Head first slide by Abreu. Doesn't have great speed, however, anticipated very nicely. She got a good jump. Now she's in scoring position. Brooke Rule had her struggles before a 3-run homer. On Saturday, the pitch. Changeup swung on, grounded foul. Up the third base side. Yeah, I think we'll hit Facebook Live a little bit later on in this game. Let's see how this game goes. Especially if it's a solid competitive game, we'll pick up some of the action on our 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. Right now, it's no balls and 2 strikes on Brooke Rule. 1-0 Brush. The pitch swung on and lifted down the right field side, and that should be an easy play. It is. Along the line for the right fielder, Taylor Osborne. She makes the catch. And that retires the Bee Diggers in the second inning. However, Brush is able to pick up a run, and they do so on 2 base hits. No errors and 1 left. An inning and a half are in the books from Rocky Ford. Brush 1, Rocky Ford 0. You're listening to the 2020 Class 3A State Softball Tournament on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We begin the bottom of the second inning. Bee Diggers lead 1-0. Pitch is inside. Oh, that must be Taylor Osborne hitting. Looks like it is. And the offering. Upstairs, it's 2-0. This is what Braylon Rule has got to avoid. She walked 1 in the first and got out of a second and third 1-out jam. 2-0. It hit her on the left ankle. I hate to say it, it's par for the course so far. And that'll bring up, let's see, Lexi Fernandez. Will now hit in this spot. And the pitch. That is just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, Braylon can really determine how well the Bee Diggers play in this game just by the way she pitches. 1-0. Very high. Throw back to first, back in standing is Chavez. I think Coach Odell needs a quick hook with her. I mean, she can't do what she did in the first inning and do that every inning. At some point, you need either a 1-2-3 inning or just allow 1 base runner. She's thrown 5 balls, and that one bounces in. 3 balls and no strikes. To me, the only way the Bee Diggers could win this game with average to below average pitching is by scoring 10 runs. And they're not going to do that against McElroy. That's too tough with somebody who's got an ERA in the ones. 3-0 pitch. And that is on the outside corner. But that's the first strike of the inning. And Braylon Rule's thrown 24 pitches, only 9 for strikes. 3-1 to Lexi Fernandez. And Braylon Rule comes home. Swung on and fouled behind the screen. 3-2. Yeah, she's going to have to work really hard in the offseason. She can't do this for her junior and senior years. 3-2 pitch. Not even close. Georgiou caught it standing. 3rd walk, 2nd of the inning. Actually, 2nd walk. She had a hit batsman to begin the inning. And that'll send up Layla Chavez. And the pitch squaring to bunt way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, it's just a helpless feeling. When you're on defense, it's helpless when your pitcher is just giving free passes. 1-0. Oh, God. High and away. I mean, these pitchers are missing by a mile. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, will Coach Odell have a quick hook? Again, force them to hit. Squaring to bunt. 2-0 pitch. Very high. 3-0. This is a playoff game. You can't afford to keep a pitcher out there that can't throw strikes. If not, you're going to be sent home pretty quick. You can play with this team with good pitching. Brush with a 1-0 lead. 3-0 is a strike on the outer half. It's 3-1. But that's only the second, make it the third strike of the inning thrown by Braylon Rule. 3-1 to Layla Chavez. And the pitch, swing and a miss. She swung at ball 4. That pitch was up above the letters. 3-2. Brush catches a break, but let's see if Braylon again can toe the line and retire this hitter. 3-2 to the number 8 hitter. The pitch, swung on and lifted towards center field. Tatalini coming on, makes the running catch. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing what Braylon can accomplish here. If she would just start off with strikes. Here is, now this is the 8 hitter, I believe, in Milberger. So Milberger is up there, Carly Milberger. And the offering bounces in, blocked by Georgiou. 1 ball and no strikes, that's the problem. First pitch is a ball every time, except once. 1-0. The offering. Up and in. Let me see what she's got here with first pitch strikes. First pitch strikes. Let's see, I know I have that stat somewhere. 22% first pitch strikes. Swung on and grounded left side. The shortstop Rule has now going to throw to first late. That'll be a base hit. She really had no play. Nadeline Pross tried to field it, and once she vacated the area, there was no throw to third. Infield single. And the bases are loaded. And now you have Sydney LaRue. She is your leadoff hitter. And the pitch. That is taken for a strike at the knees on the outer half. LaRue doubled to lead off the bottom of the first. Rocky Ford left 2 in scoring position in the bottom of the first. We're in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Brush. And the 0-1. Swung on and grounded right back to the mound. The flip to the plate for 1. Georgiou to first, and that is going to be late. Nice underhand toss by Rule. That'll be 1-2 for the Force at the plate. And there's 2 down. Can she pull this off again? Oh my gosh. If she can pull this off again, this would be something else. Here's Ashley Jaramillo. And the pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded, 2 down. In the second. And the offering. Ooh, just a little bit low. 1-1. Jaramillo grounded back to the mound in the first inning. Again, make her earn it. If Braylon can keep it at 1-0 Brush, as poorly as she's been pitching here, this would be incredible. Swung on, lined, fair, down the third base line, headed for the corner. That'll score Chavez. Milberger around third. She will score. It's going to be a 2-out, 2-run double here from Alicia Jaramillo in the bottom of the second. Rocky Ford 2, Brush 1. Only a matter of time. There's a courtesy runner out there. And here's Bailey Kruger, who walked. Yeah, just a matter of time. When you play with fire, like Rule has been playing with, she got out of a first inning jam, couldn't do it here in the second. Rocky Ford has claimed the lead for the first time in the game. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink any time of year. That's AC Ice. The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Two still in scoring position. Rocky Ford is looking to extend a 2-1 lead. And Madeline Poss was about 2 feet off the line, and it pretty much painted the line. The pitch right there, strike. Outer half at the knees, and the count is level at 1-1. And has been the case, the Bee Diggers normally out-hit these teams when they don't pitch as well, but both teams have 3 hits. And the 1-1. Way outside to the screen. Here comes the... Nope. They're going to have to go back. Georgiou is going to throw through to second, and Lake applies a tag safe. Getting back to second was the courtesy runner. No advance by LaRue at third. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Alicia Jaramillo's come through with a 2-run double with 2 down in the second to give Rocky Ford the 1-run edge in this opening round 3A state tournament playoff game. 2 balls and 1 strike on a glorious day at Rocky Ford. Swung on, grounded a short, charging at Rule. She got it, throws on the run. The out at first is made, and Rocky Ford is retired in the inning. All right, let us head to the third. With the score, Rocky Ford 2, Brush 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you from Rocky Ford in this opening round 3A state tournament playoff game. The Rocky Ford softball team leading Brush 2-1. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Bee Diggers. Braylon Rule, who struck out looking in the first inning, followed by Grace Georgiou and Madeline Poss. Swung on and grounded, chopped off the third baseman to the shortstop. Long throw to first by LaRue is late. It'll be a base hit as Kruger had to leap just to get a glove on the ball. And the Bee Diggers have their 4th hit of the game and Rule with her first. And here is Georgiou. She reached on an error when it was misplayed in left field by Carly Milberger. And with 1 swing, she can give Brush the lead. That's going to be Avery Lefevre running at first base. And stepping in here is Georgiou, the pitch. And check swing, and a base hit off the second baseman into right field on a check swing going the other way. She didn't want to swing at that pitch, but she's so strong on the dive by Chavez, she couldn't get it. Advancing to second is Lefevre. How about that for the Bee Diggers? 2 base hits to begin the inning. Easily Georgiou's weakest swing of the year, but she'd rather have that than a fly ball that's hit with a lot of torque. Madeline Poss went the other way for a base hit in the first inning, but she was stranded. Nobody out here in the third. Pitch from McElroy. Changeup inside. 1 ball and no strikes. A contrast of 2 pitchers so far. McElroy has struck out 1, allowed 5 hits, no walks. Braylon Rule, the pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle. It's a base hit into left center field. Rounding third is Lefevre. They're going to send her home. And to third, sliding, and it's going to be the courtesy runner on the back end, Carrera. RBI single by Paul. She's 2 for 2. As Lefevre scores, and the Bee Diggers tie this game up at 2 in the third. Well, maybe Brush can score 10 runs the way they're swinging. I mean, they scored 11 runs on Saturday against Sterling, 18 a week ago today in Strasburg. Here's Riley Lake, who popped to center. Strike down the middle, it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 3 base hits to begin the inning. The Bee Diggers have 6 hits in the game. McElroy, the right-hander, looks in, and the 0-1. Swung on and lifted to right field. This should score the run. In the gap, making the catch over there is Osborne. Tacking up from third is going to be Carrera. She scores. Sac fly by Riley Lake. Brush 3, Rocky Ford 2 in the third. And remaining at first was Madeline Poss. Here's Tatalini, who had a soft liner to second in the second. Lone left-handed hitter in the starting lineup for Brush. The pitch, swung on and fouled. That pitch was up at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. Your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas. High Plains Bank. Check them out, highplainsbank.com. And again, you just cross your fingers that when the Bee Diggers take the field, Braylon can find the plate. They've come back in this game. Change up outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. See, McElroy's thrown 37 pitches, and that was only her 8th ball. And the Bee Digger defense has been solid so far. The lone error was committed by Rocky Ford. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out, 1 in the pitch. Swung on, popped up 2 in. The shortstop going back and making the grab about 5 feet shy of the edge of the grass is Sidney LaRue, 2 down. Tatalini's 0 for 2. Here's Alexis Corral. She had a base hit her first time up. So back and forth this game has gone. 1-0 Brush, 2-1 Rocky Ford, now 3-2 Brush. At first, Pasta swung on line, foul off the fist down the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Heat and Lakers coming up pregame at 6 o'clock, 1010 KSIR. That's not an internet game. We only, professional sports are radio only. Here we're live on KSIR.com on the TuneIn app and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. That's upstairs with a heater, 1 ball and 1 strike. The winner of this game will face either Lions or Weld Central. That's the 5-12 matchup. That game going on right now in Lions. The pitch, swung on line, base hit left center field. Let's see if Paus can take third. She rounds second. She's going to be headed to third. The ball is bobbled in the outfield. They're going to send Paus to the plate. She's going to score. We'll score that a double as that took a funny hop out there towards the center fielder, Nicole Knapp. And the Bee Diggers have plated 3 in the third. They lead 4-2. And Alexis Corral is 2 for 2. Well, the one thing with the Bee Diggers, they face some quality competition. So even though they're 9 seeds lower than Rocky Ford, some of the pitching they faced this year is paying off. McElroy's ERA was in the 1s going into this outing, and she's given up 4 runs, 3 earned. The pitch swung on, popped up, should end the inning in left center field. Nicole Knapp ranges under it, makes the catch. And Brush is retired in inning number 3. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Bee Diggers. No errors and 1 left. 2 1/2 innings have been played in this opening round 3A state tournament game from Rocky Ford. The Bee Diggers 4 and the Melaniers 2 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Abby McElroy takes a first pitch strike. That's the way to do it from Braylon Rule. She grounded back to the circle. Her first time up. Brush leads Rocky Ford 4-2. Swung on, grounded to third. Big chopper to Paus. Throws to first for the out. Well, she got her for by about 5 steps. That's how quickly Paus released that softball. But she took her time. 1 down. For, let's see, this should be Jaden Osborne. This is the part of the lineup. It looks like Jaden Osborne, the pitch right there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. To Jaden Osborne. Grounded out her first time up. The offering. Swung on line and off the glove of the leaping Brooke Rule. It'll be a base hit. Oh, she nearly had it. It was off the end of the bat. I think she jumped a little bit early and closed the glove prematurely, but because it was one of those spinners, we'll call it a base hit. Oh, she nearly made a sparkling play at short. Here is Taylor Osborne, hit by a pitch the first time up. The offering, scoring to bunt in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers had a huge, for a playoff game it's big. 3-run, 4-hit third inning. They're up 4-2. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Georgiou. 2-0, yep, don't start this now. Now you got to come in with a strike. Braylon already in this game has walked 2, and she nearly hit her there in the dirt. She's hit a batter. She's 1 pitch away from walking 3 in the game. 3-0. And you're getting towards the bottom of the lineup after this hitter. 3 balls and no strikes. She's got to stay composed. The offering, and that is inside and low. It's a walk. Here is Lexi Fernandez, who walked her first time up. 3 walks to go along with a hit batter by Braylon Rule. Looks in, and the pitch. Swinging a foul at the plate. Well, her first strike percentage is certainly improving. She was at 22%. Now, she's at 46%. Keep that going. 0-1 pitch. Down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm still not convinced she knows where the ball's going to go because I don't think she's intentionally wild. I don't. 27 balls, 24 strikes. 51 pitches so far for Braylon Rule. 1-1. And that bounces in. Blocked by the All-State catcher, George Yu. It's 2-1. Yeah, you got to come in with it right now. You got to be strong mentally out there. This is a playoff game again. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center. Tatalini to her left, makes the catch. 2 down. And again, when Braylon Rule needed it, she made a very good pitch. Tailing away, here is Layla Chavez. Hit her to a fielder's choice. And the offering, right there. Outside corner, thigh high, it's 0-1. First and second, 2 down. 4-2 Brush, bottom 3. 0-1. Outside. Didn't miss by much. 1 ball and 1 strike. Osborne at second, Osborne at first. Jaden ahead of Taylor. A single and a walk place those runners on base. Time is called by Chavez. And the later this gets in the game, with Brush leading, the more pressure is on this home team, expected to win as the 4th seed. And the 1-1 in the dirt. Boy, you have the 9-hitter coming up. You really want to get her right here. If you can have the 9-hitter lead off the 4th inning, that would be a huge bonus for Brush. 2 balls, 1 strike. From the right side, Chavez the pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw back to first. I'm not sure. I don't know why. Grace does some things that drive, leave me wondering. I mean, the runner at first was a step off. She threw to first anyway. You don't want to throw the ball around. You get this hitter, those runners don't matter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Upstairs, 3-2. Well, a base hit in the outfield will score at least 1, as they'll be taking off with a pitch. 3-2 to Layla Chavez. The offering, foul to the backstop. That pitch was up and in, but she swung anyway, not taking any chances. Another 3-2 is coming up. The Bead Diggers have stranded 4. Rocky Ford has stranded 3. They would strand 5 if Chavez cannot deliver. The offering, swung on, grounded to short. Rule plays it off her glove into left center field. She was shielded by the runner going by. Runner's going to score. And Jaden Osborne, it'll be scored in error. An unearned run. I think Tom Odell might want some interference there, but clearly there was no contact. And the game is tied. Check it, it's 4-3, I should say. Brush is still in the lead. But there was no physical contact, so I think that's just a... Yeah, 4-3 is the score, as the run score is there from second. But that'll be scored in error. And there's a discussion because I don't know if Brooke Rule and Jaden Osborne made any contact. If there was no contact on the runner going by, then it's even Steven. Yep, and they're ruling no contact. It would have been runner's interference, but there was no interference on that play, so it's 4-3. It says 4-2 on the board, but it should be a third run scoring there. And here is Carly Milberger. Milberger had a base hit her first time up. Well, they've got 2 errors against Brush. I don't think ruled the first time that was an error. That's a strike. Down the middle, it's 0-1. I think that liner off her glove, I mean, that was not an easy play. She had to leap for it. They might have scored that in error. I have it as a hit. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Swung on, driven into the right center field gap. That's going to go all the way towards the fence, off the top of the fence. And the B-Diggers will get a huge break. That'll only be a ground rule double, scoring 1 instead of 2. Going back to third is going to have to be Layla Chavez. It's an RBI double for Milberger. She's 2 for 2 out of the 9 hole, and the game is now tied at 4. That'll bring up Sydney LaRue, doubled and grounded into a fielder's choice. So a brand new ball game as all 4 runs scored by Rocky Ford have come with 2 outs. 2 in scoring position. And the pitch just outside. 1 ball and no strikes, although Braylon's pitching a lot better. Unfortunately, the grounder to Rule took an in-between hop, and you got to field that cleanly. If not, it's a little bit of a disaster. Popped up right side. The catcher, Georgiou, along the fair territory, drops the ball. That's going to score 1. Here comes a second, and it's 6-4. Georgiou along the first base line had her glove almost in a vertical position instead of a basket position. She drops it in fair territory about 15 feet up the first baseline. It's another error by Brush, 6-4, Rocky Ford. Chavez and Milberger score. That's a huge mistake. Oh, what a huge error. Oh, she could have been out of the inning, but that is certainly not Braylon Rule's fault. The pitch. Strike inside corner to Jaramillo, who's got a 2-run double. She grounded out prior to that. Brush has just hurt themselves in this inning. Oh, did only 1 score? The offering, I guess only 1 score. Swing and a miss. I thought that second run scored. All right, check that. Still an error. How did another run not score on that play? You go all the way through. And the 0-2 is upstairs. Like, quite frankly, Brush caught another break on some poor base running. That's 2 outs. You got to score it from second easily. Swung on line, base hit, left field. Doesn't make a difference. They got the 6th run anyway. Jaramillo with her 3rd RBI of the game, scoring Carly Milberger, and now it's 6-4. Again, all that is unearned. Those 2 runs there, unearned. Now the courtesy runner at first for Rocky Ford, but we don't have her on the roster. Bailey Kruger has walked and grounded out. She's 0 for 1. So all 6 runs have scored with 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, grounded slowly to short. Rule charges, Rule throws, and out is Kruger at first. However, the B-Diggers pay the price for shaky defense. 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left. We head to the 4th inning in this opening round 3A state tournament playoff game from Rocky Ford. It's Rocky Ford 6, Brush 4 on 1010 KSLR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, 2-out runs can separate a playoff win from a playoff loss. It was 4-2 Brush. Bottom of the 3rd, 2 on, 2 out, and then the B-Diggers got sloppy defensively with a couple of errors, and Rocky Ford capitalized with a couple of hits, and it's now 6-4 as Rocky Ford has the 2-run lead. Top of the 4th, here's Kylie Abreu, who singled and drove in the first run of the game. She swings and lines it foul up the third base side, way out in front. No balls and 1 strike against the right-hander Abby McElroy. She's got to be a little bit stunned here. It was hard to hit her throughout the course of the season, and she nails Abreu on the left foot. And that is something that she doesn't do. For McElroy, That's only the fourth batter she's hit all season. 11-1 with a 1.93 ERA coming in. Second time that Abreu's been on base. The pitch. Swung on, line to right field. That one find a gap. It does find a gap. All the way towards the fence from Brooke Rule. Around second is Abreu. She goes to third. She'll be held up right there. It's a double for Brooke Rule. And that ball was tattooed. And Brush with two in scoring position for Braylon Rule, who struck out looking and singled. Boy, a back and forth playoff game. Rule a nice job of going the other way. I mean, this looks like no team is going to take control of this game. Hasn't happened yet. The pitch right there for a strike. Down the middle at the knees, it's 0-1. And with George Yu coming up, you would expect, as long as she swings at a strike, that the Bee Diggers will score at least a run, if not more. And the 0-1. Change up upstairs. Throw back to third, and back in diving is Abreu. Got to be careful there. Because quite frankly, a wild pitch is not going to score anybody. There's not too much territory between the umpire and the backstop, maybe 10 feet. 1-1. Strike inside corner with a heater. Ball one, strike two. Nobody out, top four. The Bee Diggers led 1-0. Rocky Ford went up 2-1. Brush went up 4-2. Rocky Ford now leads 6-4, but Brush is on the brink of perhaps tying the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McElroy comes home. Swung on, lined off the pitcher's glove, headed to center field. Fielded by the second baseman, Chavez. But she's going to hold on to the ball. Now breaking for the plate is Rule. No throw. It's going to be a 2-run single as Rule hesitated, then took off. And the Bee Diggers have tied the game at 6. Second straight hit for Braylon Rule. She'll get a courtesy runner. And the Bee Diggers are just swinging the bats, picking up where they left off on Saturday. George Yu with an excuse me single, her first time up. The pitch, and that is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Avery Lefevre is the courtesy runner at first. She would like to walk all the way home if George Yu can hit one out. McElroy comes home. Fisted in the air, foul territory, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike on Grace Georgiou. The Bee Diggers have not stopped. A hit batter and 2 base hits, a double by Brooke Rule and a 2-run single by Braylon Rule. 1-1 to Georgiou. And the offering. Swung on, line fair, down the third baseline, headed for the corner. Around second is the speedy Lefevre. She heads to third. Lefevre is going to be sent home. The throw to the plate will not be made. And for Georgiou, it's an RBI double. And the Bee Diggers have played at 3 in the top of the 4th inning and now lead Rocky Ford 7-6. Wow. And Georgiou really didn't get all of that. She got jammed on that pitch. But Brush now in the lead, and we might have a pitching change. McElroy has not been hit this hard all season. I think we're going to see Lexi Fernandez, who's got an ERA of .37, coming into this game to pitch. So let's take a break, a 1-minute break. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Pitching change in Rocky Ford. It's Brush 7, Rocky Ford 6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers are putting on a clinic offensively with 10 hits. The new pitcher's Lexi Fernandez, the offering. And that is low. 1 ball and no strikes to Natalie Poss, who is 2 for 2 in the game. And Poss has driven in a run. Both singles. At second is Aaliyah Carrera. Grace Georgiou with an RBI double. Swung on and grounded sharply to short. And it's misplayed. Picked up. Throw to first is going to be in time. Oh, a play by LaRue. She stayed with it. Holding up at second was Carrera, and there's 1 down. She hit it sharply, but it went off the chest of the shortstop, but she made the play. Here's Riley Lake. 0 for 1. Pop to center and a sac fly to right. Fernandez, the right-hander, delivers a strike on the inside corner. Belt high, it's 0-1. The B-Diggers need more. No question, they need more. And the offering, swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. Long way to go in this game. Man, back and forth. 1-0 Brush, 2-1 Rocky Ford, 4-2 Brush, 6-4 Rocky Ford. Now 7-6 B-Diggers. The pitch, changeup upstairs. You cannot close the book yet on the starter, Abby McElroy. She's the pitcher of record, only on the losing side of the B-Diggers win. The offering, swung on, check swing, grounder, right side, fielded by the pitcher, throw to first, Fernandez. Retires Lake. The third is Carrera, 2 down. Here's Carly Tatalini. Tatalini has hit 2 soft ones. She's got to make harder contact. A soft liner to second and pop to short. A base hit could give the B-Diggers their second 2-run lead of the game. The pitch, swung on, foul to the backstop. There's not a lot of sting off Tatalini's bat. He has a smooth swing, but she's not going to kill the ball. She's going to guide the ball. That's her strength. At third is Carrera. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch, changeup is high. 1-1. About to hit the top of the hour. Approaching 5 o'clock Mountain Time, I'm John Beltran. This is 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Snyder. Outside, this is the opening. Rocky Ford is the 4th seed at 15-1 going in. The B-Diggers are the 13th seed at 9-7. But Brush in the top of the 4th inning has a 7-6 advantage. Up and in to the left-handed hitting center fielder, 3-1. And Corral's been swinging a huge bat, and she waits to hit next. Three balls and 1 strike. The pitch, strike, letter high, 3-2. We haven't come close to a 1-2-3 inning, and we're just about halfway through. We started at 3:58 Mountain Time. Payoff pitch, swung on, lifted towards right center field. That one is going to be caught in the gap by Nicole Knapp. She's got great closing speed out there, and the B-Diggers are denied another run in this 4th inning, but they score 3 on 3 hits. No errors and a base runner left at third. 3.5 innings are in the books. Brush 7, Rocky Ford 6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Swung on, grounded to short to begin the bottom of the 4th. Brooke Rule throws to first for the out. Abby McElroy, the cleanup hitter, is now 0 for 3. She's grounded out 3 times. Nice job there by Braylon Rule, throwing a first pitch strike and allowing her defense to make the play. Braylon, 3. Should be 3 1/3, not 3 2/3. The pitch bounces in. Jaden Osborne is grounded out and singled. I don't know why it says 3 2/3 there anyway. But she's allowed 6 hits, walked 3, and hit a batter. The offering, swung on, fouled off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, Braylon's stuff is so good that I think it's hard to control all her pitches. Not easy to hit her consistently when she's on. Osborne awaits the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. That is over, but low. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the number 5 hitter in the lineup, which is why it was critical to retire the first hitter of this frame. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss. That ball was tailing away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Temperature is dropping, but it's still pretty hot. 88 degrees from Rocky Ford a playoff atmosphere. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded right side. Second baseman Lake has got it, throws to first for the out. And Jaden Osborne is retired, 2 down. Will we have a 1-2-3 inning? Remember that Rocky Ford has scored all of their runs in this game with 2 outs. Taylor Osborne's been on base twice without having to do anything. She was hit by a pitch and walked. The offering, scoring to bunt, pops it up, third base side, and giving it a chase was Poss, but it drops. Only bunted about, I'd say, about 10 feet forward, and Poss was charging, but that ball was also twisting towards the fence. 0-1. Yeah, the board has Brush with 3 errors, but I've got 2. Rocky Ford with 1. And the 0-1. In the dirt with a changeup, 1 ball, 1 strike. Braylon faced 5 hitters in the first, 6 in the second, 9 in the third, although many of those were after an error by Georgiou, or a couple of those. The pitch, swing and a miss on a heater above the letters. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Taylor Osborne. The Bee Diggers are clinging to a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 4th inning on the road. 1-2. Swung on, grounded weakly, foul towards third off the foot of the hitter. Yeah, made contact with the left foot, so she stays in the box. At 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. The pitch. Swung on, line foul up the third base side. Again, that was a changeup. And way out in front was Taylor Osborne. And if you retire her, you have the bottom 3 in the order coming up in the 5th inning. Neither team has had a lead of more than 2 runs. Brush is up by 1 right now. And the 1-2 offering. Swung on, popped up behind the screen, to the screen, and out of play. Giving chase was Grace Georgiou. And it stays at 1-2. And look at the difference right now with Braylon Rule. 45 strikes and 36 balls. That was almost reversed early on in the game. Boy, I hope she's found her groove. The pitch, up and away. Ball 2, strike 2. The Bee Diggers are out hitting Rocky Ford 10-6. The pitch, foul to the backstop. But again, only outscoring them by 1. That's because the Bee Diggers have stranded 5, but, well, Rocky Ford stranded 5. It's really those early walks kind of have made a little bit of a difference here. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. 3-2 with Lexi Fernandez waiting to hit next. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup tailing away. What a pitch there by Braylon Rule. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the sophomore right-hander. We head to the 5th inning in this opening round 3A state tournament playoff game from Rocky Ford. The Bee Diggers 7 and the Melanier 6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for both sides heading into the 5th inning. Alexis Corral is 2 for 2. Against right-hander now, Lexi Fernandez in relief of Abby McElroy. Swung on and driven in the air to left field. Milberger is right there, squeezes it with 2 hands. 1 out on the first pitch of the 5th inning. The brush hitter will now be Olivia Odell, who is grounded out to second and popped to center. Corral had a good swing, just got underneath it. Just underneath that pitch. Odell awaits. Swung on, that is lifted a shallow center, but right there coming in to make the catch is Nicole Knapp. She got a great jump. 2 pitches, 2 outs. For Kylie Abreu, singled and hit by a pitch. I wonder if she'll take a pitch. It was just a 1-2-3 inning right there for Braylon Rule, excuse me. I'm combining 2 players from opposing teams. The offering. right there for a strike. She did take a pitch down the middle. It's 0-1. Abreu singled and was hit by a pitch. She's been on base twice. No balls and 1 strike, and the offering. Swung on, grounded, just foul. Down the third base line. Oh, good swing. 0-2. Yeah, that's the thing. He came out aggressive swinging in this 5th inning, but 2 beat diggers, Corral and Odell, popped it up, and those were easy routine plays. And the 0-2 and the changeup bounces in. She shortened up that delivery. Try to throw Rule off balance or Abreu off balance. Rule's on deck. Brooke Rule's on deck. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side towards the dugout occupied by Rocky Ford. Remains at 1-2. The Beat Diggers led 1-0 after an inning and a half on Abreu's RBI single. Rocky Ford with 2 in that frame. The pitch called strike 3, outside corner. Lexi Fernandez records a 1-2-3, top of the 5th inning. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Brush 7, Rocky Ford 6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 7, 8, and 9 to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Brush with a 7-6 lead over Rocky Ford. Here's Lexi Fernandez, the pitch. It bounces to the catcher, George Yu. She's walked and popped out. The 7, 8, and 9 for Brush were retired in order. Same thing's got to happen, at least close to happening, if the Beat Diggers are looking to hang on to this lead going into the 6th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch swung on, tapped foul. Trying to hook that inside the third base line. It's 1-1. Braylon Rule, at least for now, has settled down. Can she continue what she did in the 4th inning when she was really effective? The pitch swung on and popped up. Second baseman Riley Lake makes the grab. 1 out. And Braylon Rule, as she will face Layla Chavez, who is 0 for 2, fielder's choice and reached on an error, has retired 5 in a row. The sophomore comes home. Strike inside corner. It's 0-1. Oh, what a pitch he spotted there. Beautiful spot on that pitch. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Outside. Count levels at 1-1 to Chavez, the second baseman for Rocky Ford. 15-1 going into this game. The Beat Diggers at 9-7. The Beat Diggers did have a tougher schedule. The pitch. Way outside. 2-1. Big pitch coming up here with Carly Milberger, who just had a huge hit 2 innings ago on deck. 2-1 to Chavez. The pitch. Oh, where did that miss? Must have been a little bit low. That was really close. 3-1. I would say just below the knees. 3-1 to Chavez. And the pitch. Outside, it's a walk, or 4th issued here by Braylon Rule. Ends a string of 5 in a row retired by the sophomore. And watch out, Milberger is singled and doubled. A dangerous hitter out of the 9-hole. Yeah, the only half innings that Rocky Ford has not scored. Actually, they didn't score in the 1st or 4th. Beat Diggers didn't score in the 1st or 5th. Courtesy runner. Not sure who that is. We don't have that number on this roster. But here we go with Milberger. And with the top of the order coming up, you want to get her out. The pitch bounces in, and the throw back to first, and it's off Abreu's glove, but you got to chase it down. Now, Kylie's got to catch it first. She's done that before this year. She tries to apply a tag before the ball's in her glove. You can't do 2 at the same time. And again, if Grace is going to throw it there, you got to be. This is a playoff game. You got to be effective on both ends. I know I've said this is a playoff game before. Strike. Outer half, it's 1-1, but you got to stress discipline even more in these games. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. A 1-run lead for Brush in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch to Milberger. Swung on, popped up, foul territory. Georgiou has room and makes the grab for the out up the third base side. 2 down, that's a big out. She never ripped off the mask, but she saw it all the way. And Georgiou is a terrific athlete. Sydney Leroux doubled. Get into a fielder's choice as well. And reached on an error. The pitch swung on and dropped by the third baseman, Paul. She picks it up, throws to first for the out. It was a liner, a topspin. It went off her glove, but right underneath her glove. And she was able to trap the ball and retire Leroux. And that's it. The walk does not hurt whatsoever. 2 innings to go. The Bead Diggers have a 7-6 lead in the opening round of the 3A state tournament over Rocky Ford on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brooke Rule leads off the 6th inning and takes a pitch up and in. She is grounded out to short, popped to right, and doubled to right center, 1 for 3. Brush holds a 7-6 lead over Rocky Ford, looking for the upset. The pitch inside corner with a changeup at strike 1. What a victory this would be for the Bead Diggers, who have found their bats lately. 18 runs against Strasburg last week, 19 against Resurrection Christian, 11 against Sterling. Swung on, tapped slowly to short. Going to be a tough play. Throw to first is going to be late. It's a base hit for the speedy Brooke Rule. Leroux did everything she could, but with that tapper, she was not going to be thrown out. And here comes Braylon Rule, who is not only pitching very well since midway through the 3rd inning, but she has singled twice after striking out her first time up. Lexi Fernandez, the right-hander, in relief of the starter, Abby McElroy, scoring to bunt, takes it high, throw to second up the second base side, and tag applied, but no contact with a runner. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, you would think now that Braylon's going to hit away. Well, let's see. Let's find out. Coach Hodel, he's been in this position so many times. So many times. The pitch swung on, grounded foul up the third base side on the off-speed pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the Bead Diggers need a few runs here. At least a couple with a runner at second, nobody out, and Georgiou on deck. And then Nadeline Poss has had a huge game. Bead Diggers trailed 6-4, but scored 3 runs to make it a 7-6 lead. Swung on, check swing, grounder to second. Brooke Rule held up. Now she goes to third. The throw to first for the out. And there's 1 down. A lot of check swings for the Bead Diggers in this game, including a base hit off the bat of Georgiou. Georgiou has reached on an error, singled and doubled. Boy, if you could kiss one here. Give them a 3-run lead with that power. No home runs by either side in this game. Georgiou ready. The pitch swung on and grounded slowly to short. Looking over at third, and the throw is made to first for the out, and Rule breaks for the plate. No RBI. As she broke when the throw was made, it's 8-6. No RBI for Georgiou. She was jammed on that play on the grounder to Sydney Leroux. So Brush is up 8-6. Nadeline Poss is 2 for 3, a couple of singles and a ground out. Oh, that's just too bad. Had she turned on that a little bit quicker, Georgiou could have given Brush a 9-6 lead. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Is a 2-run lead going to be enough? You would think in a playoff game on the road they need a little bit more, just a tad more. 1 ball and no strikes to the senior third baseman. The pitch up and away. There are 9 seniors on this team, and they do not want to play their last game today. 2-0 here to Poss. Fernandez comes home. Strike. Inside corner, thigh high, it's 2-1. The Bead Diggers have scored the last 4 runs in the game with a 3-run fourth and 1 here in the 6th. The Offering swung on line, base hit into center field. Hit right back through the box, third single of the game by Nadalyn Paws. She has 25% of Brush's hits. They've got 12. Riley Lake is 0 for 2. Popped out a sac fly and a ground out. Lake looking for a gapper here. The pitch, strike inside corner at the knees. It's 0-1. To Riley Lake, one of those 9 seniors, along with Paws at first base. Righty against righty. The pitch swung on and tapped foul behind the plate. 2 strikes on the hitter. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient, makes them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil. And the pitch swung on line, base hit into left field on an 0-2. Paws to second. That extends the inning for Carly Tatalini. And Riley Lake delivers. Well, that was a mistake pitch up in the zone, and Lake was all over it for Brush's 13th hit. And let's see, is Tatalini just switching bats here? Because she has scuffled in this game 0 for 3. Yeah. They're going to hit for Tatalini. And this will be Harley Holdren. Harley Holdren hitting in this spot. Harley's hit the ball well this year with limited opportunities. And she is looking to come through, batting .667 in 6 plate appearances. Can she extend Brush's lead? The pitch, strike on the inner half. And that's Abby McElroy back in. So Fernandez is at first, so it's her second stint on the mound in this game. And the Offering swung on and grounded to right field. That's a base hit. Paws is going to step on third, being sent to the plate. The throw is going to be made. She slides in safely. Now headed for second is going to be Holdren. She comes through to third as Lake. The Bead Diggers have tallied 2 in the inning. Brush 9, Rocky Ford 6. Wow. And here is Alexis Corral, and what about this? Now Fernandez is back on the hill. I don't think I've ever seen this. But that's the change being made here. Corral is singled, doubled, and she flew out to lead off the 5th inning. But again, is a 3-run lead going to be enough? We'll have a courtesy runner at second. And that is Tatalini, who would have been the hitter in that spot. She's got tremendous speed. A base hit will score 2. If it's in the outfield, the pitch. Inside corner for a strike to Corral. No balls and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers got in as the 13th seed of 16 teams in the 3A state tournament. They have a 9-6 lead in the 6th. The pitch swung on, popped up. This should end the inning up the first base side. It's going to be caught along the line by the pitcher Fernandez. Jaramillo got twisted around and was not sure where the ball was. However, the Bead Diggers extend the lead. 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors and 2 left in scoring position. 5 1/2 innings are in the books. The Bead Diggers are 6 outs away. They lead Rocky Ford 9-6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The first pitch to Ashley Jaramillo is a strike from Braylon Rule. Swung on and popped up on the second pitch out of play. 2, 3, and 4, critical part of the lineup here to retire for Braylon Rule, who's been really good since about the middle of the 3rd inning. 9-6 Brush. That was pitch number 99 for Rule. And the 0-2 outside. Good spot there, but just missed. 55 strikes, 45 balls. One of her better ratios all season. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 2 hitter in this lineup. The leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 6th for Rocky Ford. The pitch. Oh, just missed up and away. Another good spot. Now when she misses, she's missing rather close. 2-2. These are going to be 6 very difficult outs for the Bead Diggers to get. Very difficult on the road. 2-2. Swung on line to left field. That's going to drop in front of Corral for a base hit. Here comes Bailey Kruger, who has walked and grounded out twice. Hadamio will get a courtesy runner. Oh, she jammed her, but got enough to send it out there. And again, that's a number we don't have on the roster here. Nope, it's Faith Potter. Check that. We do have her. Faith Potter at first base is the courtesy runner. Bead Diggers looking for the first out of the inning. The offering. Strike down the middle at the knees to Kruger. Her groundouts were both to short, so Brooke Rule's got to watch out. And for the force, Riley Lake's got to get over to second base quickly. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on line towards right field, coming on and playing it on a hop is Odo. It's a base hit. Advancing to second is Potter. Nice job of going the other way by Kruger. And Rocky Ford has a threat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, what can you do here against McElroy, who's grounded out 3 times? She's due. And again, Braylon Rule is doing everything she's asked to do. Pitch to these hitters. The offering. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. It's 0-1. You knew that Rocky Ford was not going to lay down. Way too talented of a softball team. That's why they were 15-1 this year. But the Bead Diggers have their biggest lead of the game at 9-6. No balls and 1 strike. Rule comes home. Swung on and lifted to the second baseman. Lake for the out. Infield fly is called. Boy, that was a tremendous pitch. Tailing away, and McElroy hit it off the end of the bat. 1 out. That'll bring up Jaden Osborne. We think. Nope. No, this will be Nicole Knapp. Nicole Knapp is hitting in this 5-hole right now. She's played a very good center field. Now she's being asked to deliver offensively. First and second and 1 out. Right-handed hitter for this team from Rocky Ford. And the pitch squaring to bunt, takes it high. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bead Diggers led early 1-0, trailed 2-1, led 4-2, trailed 6-4, and have scored the last 5 runs of the game. And the offering, squaring to bunt, lays it down, foul up the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers would face the winner of the Lions-Weld Central game. Going on in Lyons. But you got to take care of business here. Squaring to bunt, lays it down the first base side, foul. Now it's 0-2. Yeah, let's see if we can get a score on that game. I believe that game's being played today as well. But nothing on that yet. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Critical batter here is Nicole Knapp. She calls time. She was in the box, but you got to make sure that the umpire grants you time, and he did. Braylon Rule. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat first base side, giving chase. Was Abreu, but it's out of play. Oh, man, what a pitch. She is making some quality pitches in this inning. She's made quality pitches for the last few innings. Yeah, Lions-Weld Central's ongoing. And the offering. And that bounces in, blocked by Georgiou. 2-2 to Nicole Knapp. Taylor Osborne is on deck. 1 out. The tying run is at the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the pitch. Up and in. Yeah, that's a ball. Close, but it missed. 3-2. Oh, what a big pitch this is coming up right now. 3-2 to Nicole Knapp. Faith Potter at second. Bailey Kruger at first. Swung on, lifted to shallow left center field, and it's caught by the shortstop Rule. Near the edge of the grass, she kept backpedaling and made the play. It was off the end of the bat, 2 down. Well, I thought that had more carry, but Rule was right on it. What a pitch there by Braylon Rule. And now we have another. This will be Jenna Keinitz from the left side, another pinch hitter. From the left side again. Well, they're looking for anything to at least play to run. Jenna Keinitz with 2 on and 2 out. Her first plate appearance of the game. Braylon Rule comes home. High, 1 ball, no strike. She cannot even look at the fact that that's a lefty up there. Sometimes that'll play with a pitcher's head. If she retires her, this will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters that'll be set up for Rule in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0, way outside. Yeah, again, pretend it's a right-handed hitter. 2 balls and no strikes. The first 2 reached on base hits, but then a pop-up to Lake. And then the soft liner hit to Rule. 2-0, low. This is asking for some trouble here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3 balls and no strikes. Brush with a 3-run lead in the opening round of the 3A state tournament. The pitch, not even close, down and away. Keinitz walks, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Lexi Fernandez. That's the 5th walk of the game, issued by Braylon Rule. Courtesy runner at first is Taylor Osborne. Fernandez has walked and popped out twice. The Bee Diggers need that right now. Rocky Ford has the go-ahead run at the plate. No home runs have been hit in this game. The pitch bounces in. Can't lose it now. If you're Braylon, you got to throw that clutch pitch like she did in the first inning. 1 ball and no strikes. You can take a 3-run lead into the 7th and put all the pressure on the Meloneers. But you got to record the out. Swung on and fisted in the air and caught in foul territory by the first baseman Abreu. And the inning is over. No runs in the 6th on 2 hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. We head to the 7th inning from Rocky Ford. The Bee Diggers are 3 outs away, but they'll hit first. It's Brush 9, Rocky Ford 6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers drove well over 2.5 hours, closer to 3, to try to win a playoff game. Swung on and fouled against the number 4 seed Rocky Ford, and they lead by a score of 9-6. Olivia Odell grounds it foul up the third base side. Odell has grounded to second and popped to center twice. 0 for 3. No balls and 1 strike. 8, 9, and 1 for the Bee Diggers. The pitch, swing and a miss. Down the middle, it's 0-2. Lexi Fernandez in relief of McElroy, who came in for 1 hitter, Harley Holdren, who got a base hit to right field to extend the Brush lead. 0-2 to Odell. The offering swung on and lifted to right center field, but Knapp closes the gap and makes the grab. Man, she is good. 1 out. Here is Abreu. If the Bee Diggers are 1 out away from winning, we'll go to Facebook Live. So keep in mind, if you're listening on radio now, we'll go to Facebook Live on our 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page for the final out, hopefully, and the changeup is down and in. 1-0. That'll be the game plan here from Rocky Ford. Hopefully that will culminate in a Bee Diggers celebration. and a trip to more than likely Lions on Thursday. The pitch. Over but low, 2-0. No report yet on that game. We're checking all the sites we can. The pitch. Upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Fernandez has thrown 28 strikes and 13 balls all over the strike zone, but 1 pitch away from walking Abreu. That's right there down the middle for a strike. She might take a second one. If you can get Brooke Rule up there with 1 on base, what an advantage that would be for her. 3-1 to Abreu. But I have a feeling if it's there, she's going to be swinging. 3 balls, 1 strike, the pitch. And that one's in the dirt. Abreu walks. And here is Brooke Rule, who is 2 for 4, a base hit her last 2 times up with a double and a single. And you get 1 of the next 2 on, and that would send up Georgiou. The pitch, inside corner, strike. No balls and 1 strike to Brooke Rule. Again, 2 for 4 on the day. The offering. That's right on the outside half. Throw back to first, back in diving is Abreu. And it's 0-2. Surprised she took that pitch, but Rule can hit with any count. On any count. No balls, 2 strikes. 9-6 Brush, top of the 7th, 1 out, 1 on. The offering. Swung on, grounded right back to the mound. The throw's going to be to second for 1. Back to first, that's late. And the ball gets away. And it's flagged down by the right fielder, Taylor Osborne. But on the throw there by LaRue, advancing to second is Rule. So the fielder's choice will go 1-6. However, it's also an error on the shortstop. So a chance to drive in another run here for Braylon Rule. The offering. Inside corner, throw to third on the steal, and it bounces in, and it backed up there by the shortstop LaRue. It's a stolen base. No balls and 1 strike. Can Braylon Rule come through with Brooke Rule 60 feet away from adding an insurance run? The pitch. Upstairs. 1-1. If you can go up by 4 and then get Georgiou up there, you can go up by 5 or more. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Braylon. Swung on, driven, base hit right center field. Here comes Brooke Rule. She scores. Braylon Rule delivers again. Brush 10, Rocky Ford 6. And Avery Lefevre is the courtesy runner. 3rd base hit of the game for Braylon Rule. Here is Georgiou. Georgiou is 2 for 4. The offering. Inside corner for a strike. That's not her pitch. She didn't like it. Yeah, wait on something out over the plate. They want to jam her. If she can get something out over the plate, she can go yard. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Upstairs. 1-1. Oh, that's a huge run for Brush. 1-1 to Georgiou. She did reach on an error first time. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to third on a big hop. Throw to first is in time easily as Georgiou is retired by Bailey Kruger. And that does it for the Bee Diggers here in the top of the 7th inning. But Braylon Rule delivers an RBI single. That was the only hit for the Bee Diggers, an error committed by Rocky Ford. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning with the score. Brush 10, Rocky Ford 6 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers need just 3 outs to record the victory here in the opening round of the 3A state tournament, leading Rocky Ford 10-6. If the Bee Diggers are 1 out away, we'll go to Facebook Live on our 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page, and the pitch is in the dirt to Layla Chavez, who is 0 for 2 in the game. She did walk her last time up against Braylon Rule. The pitch down the middle, low though. Ooh, boy, she's not a tall hitter. 2-0. Mason Unrein was warming up in the right field bullpen just in case. In between innings, no longer warming up. 2-0. That's low. 3-0. This is 8-9-1. The game is on the right arm of Braylon Rule. 5 walks and a hit batter, but she's thrown really well since the third inning. 3-0 pitch. Oh, she missed again. Boy, those pitches were close, though. A little bit low. Here is Carly Milberger. She has singled, doubled, and popped out to the catcher, George Yu. She's 2 for 3. Rocky Ford looking to rally. Brush has scored the last 6 runs of the game. Strike. Down the middle, it's 0-1. Rocky Ford has not scored since the third inning when they tallied 4 runs. The Bee Diggers are outscoring Rocky Ford 10-6, out-hitting them 15-8. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on, popped up. Second baseman Lake 2 steps back, makes the grab. 1 out. Sydney LaRue doubled, grounded into a fielder's choice, reached on an air and grounded out. She's 1 for 4. 2 outs away are the Bee Diggers from advancing to the 3A state quarters. Brush is the defending state runner-up. The pitch swung on line, base hit into center field. It was up in the zone. And now 2 on and 1 out. And that will send up Alicia Jaramillo. Lions has defeated Weld Central 6-0. So the winner of this game will play Lions. If it's the Bee Diggers, they will travel to Lions on Thursday in a 3A quarterfinal. Jaramillo's 3 for 4. And she calls time, trying to throw Rule off her game here. Jaramillo grounded out, doubled, and singled twice. She's pulled it every time on her base hits. Her grounder was back to the mound. The pitch inside. 1-0. The tying run is on deck if Jaramillo reaches. Again, we'll go to Facebook Live on our 1010 KSIR sports page if the Bee Diggers are 1 out away. The offering. Swung on, popped to left field. Corral's going back, still going back, has room, makes the grab for the out. Runners back to their bases, 2 down. And here is Bailey Kruger, who is 1 for 3. And we'll go Facebook Live. Hopefully, yep, we're on it right now. You can see the action for hopefully the final out. Kruger from the right side. And the pitch just off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, if you're listening in and have a Facebook account, go to our 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. 2 on, 2 out. The Bee Diggers lead 10-6 in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Bailey Kruger. The pitch. Oh, it hit her. Oh, it got her on the left side, and the bases are loaded. And that'll send up. Yeah, that should send up McElroy. Will lose the feed for just a second. That'll send up Abby McElroy. McElroy is 0 for 4. All right, so we just paused it there for a second. Bases are loaded. We're back with you on Facebook Live. Bases loaded. The tying run is at the plate for Abby McElroy, who's made contact 4 times, but has not been successful. Rocky Ford has not scored since the third inning. 10-6 Brush. The pitch, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. If the Bee Diggers hang on, they would face Lions coming up on Thursday in Lions in the 3A quarters. Roll ready. And the 1-0 inside corner for a strike. 1-1. This is the cleanup hitter in the lineup who is 0 for 4. There you see your base runners on Facebook Live. They are loaded. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Rule comes home. Swung on, chopped left side. Rule has got it. Long throw to first is going to be high. It's going to be a base hit anyway. The ball gets away. It's just going to score 1 run. It'll be a base hit, no error. McElroy now 1 for 5. And it is 10-7. That'll send up Osborne. Osborne will now hit. This is Jaden Osborne, so the Beet Diggers still just 1 out away, but now the winning run is at the plate, and I'm not sure what the discussion is over there. I don't think there was any. Nope, I think it's just a change somewhere. The umpire's noting some change, but because Jaden Osborne was pinch hit for last time, now she's at the plate. But again, a base hit for Abby McElroy, making it 10-7, the first time that they've scored since the 3rd inning. Oh, tense moments here from Rocky Ford. Both coaches having their separate discussions. The bases remain loaded. Can the Beet Diggers get the final out and advance to the 3A state quarters? Pitch by Rule is over but low. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush has led since they took a 7-6 advantage in the 5th inning. Make it the 4th inning. And the 1-0 inside corner strike. Count levels at 1-1. Anything in the gap could tie the game. The Beet Diggers on the board have committed 4 errors. I've got 3. They got to be sharp defensively right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. And she dropped the ball. Does that? Let's see what the. Should be ball 2. Let's see. The board's got it as a ball. Yeah, she just dropped it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that is a pitch. So it's 2-1. Wow, that's how tense it is here. And the 2-1. Way outside. 3-1 to Osborne. Oh, I can hardly watch. 3 balls, 1 strike, 10-7 Brush. Bottom of the 7th inning in the opening round of the 3A state tournament. 3-1. The pitch. Swung on, grounded slowly, and that's foul up the third base side. It's 3-2. Oh, no. Pause came to the plate, but it's a foul ball. 3-2. Now remember that Rule on Saturday with an off-speed pitch on a 3-2 pitch struck out Soper, Ellie Soper of Sterling, to end the game. Is she going to go with something like that here? 3-2. Pitch to Osborne. Swung on, popped up, left side, Poss has it. Game over. The Beet Diggers have won the opening round 3A state tournament game. From Rocky Ford, 10-7. 10-7, the Beet Diggers pull it off. And they will take on Lions in the 3A quarters coming up on Thursday. We've ended our coverage there on Facebook Live, but certainly not right here on 1010. We'll take a break. Brush wins the game 10-7. We will come back in 1 minute right here on 1010 KSIR on the TuneIn app, as well as the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Beet Diggers, the 13 seed, have come to Rocky Ford and upset the 4 seed 10-7. John Beltran back with you. Beet Digger postgame show is brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants. Hope you enjoy that final coverage there on our Facebook page, 1010 KSIR Sports for the Beet Diggers. 10 runs on 15 hits. I've got them with 2 errors. They have 4 on the board. I'm not sure where they came up with all that. 8 left on base, 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, and 12 left on base for Rocky Ford. And the winning pitcher, Braylon Rule, went the distance. What an effort it was for Braylon Rule. Unofficially, she threw 140 pitches, 75 for strikes. She struck out only 1, walked 6, and hit 2 batters. But, man, she did get stronger throughout the course of the game. And it was incredible there for Braylon Rule as she was able to get the pop-up from Jaden Osborne to Nadeline Poss. and finish off this Rocky Ford team, only their second loss of the season. Let's tell you how this game went, because Kylie Abreu in the top of the second inning delivered an RBI single for the Bee Diggers, and they went up 1-0. Ashley Jaramillo came back in the bottom of the second. She had a 2-run double to make it 2-1, but the Bee Diggers would not be denied in this game from Rocky Ford. Madeline Poss with an RBI single tied the game. Riley Lake in the third with a sac fly made it 3-2. Alexis Corral run-scoring double. It was 4-2. Back came Rocky Ford. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the third, as the Bee Diggers did commit a couple of errors, but then Brush took over from there. In the top of the fourth inning, Braylon Rule with a 2-run single tied the game at 6. Georgiou with an RBI double made it 7-6. And then the Bee Diggers extended the lead to 8-6 as Georgiou would ground out scoring Brooke Rule. And then still in the sixth inning, pinch hitter Harley Holdren with 2 down with an RBI single scoring Poss. And then Brush would also get a Braylon Rule single in the top of the seventh. And Rocky Ford did get a run in the bottom of the seventh inning, but that was it. The Bee Diggers, again, win the game 10-7. And you look at what Brush did offensively. Braylon Rule, 3 hits and 3 runs batted in. She certainly was one of the big hitters, along with Madeline Poss. 3 hits and an RBI, 2 hits apiece for Rule. That's Brooke Rule, Georgiou, and Alexis Corral. The Bee Diggers with a victory moved to 10-7 on the season. And they're back at it coming up once again on Thursday. They will play a 3A quarterfinal on the road against the 5th seed Lions, which defeated the 12th seed Weld Central by a score of 6-0. All right, the Lakers and Heat are next for Game 4 of the NBA Finals. You've been listening to Brush Bee Diggers Softball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.